Hi everyone, welcome to the Eternal Quest Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and for choosing to watch this video. I really appreciate your presence on my very new YouTube channel. If today's reading resonates with you and if it does help you in any way, big or small, I hope that you will consider subscribing and staying back for more pick-a-pile readings to come. And give this video a thumbs up as well, again, if it does help you. So, with today's pick-a-pile reading, I'm going to be looking into your person's intention towards reconciliation with you, opening up the door to communication, reaching out to you again, talking to you again. Do they intend to do that? And I was inspired to do this reading by just the mere fact that we are in Mercury retrograde at this time, and it's said that old acquaintances and people, they do come back into our lives, and then it's up to us to decide what we want to do with it. But it's also for people who are hoping to reconcile with their lost love. And this reading is going to look into the probable intention and the probable future. Okay, so as usual, I have 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile 1 is this pyrite crystal with the Surrealist Tarot. Pile 2 is this amethyst with the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. Pile 3 is the desert rose stone or crystal, desert rose crystal with the Gypsy Palace Tarot. So go by your first instinct, take a pick, and I have the timestamps down below in the description box, so you can click on it and I will see you at your reading. Hello pile 1. So if you chose if you chose this golden pyrite or the Surrealist Tarot, this is your reading. So I have no clue how this reading is going to unfold. What's going to come up, like their past emotions or what they're thinking currently. Let's see. It's really at this point, as I'm shuffling this card and starting the reading, I'm leaving the door wide open, but I'm going to get you a definitive answer as to whether they are interested in reconciliation or they are not. So let's see where this reading takes us. It's exciting and confusing at the same time. Okay, let's see. So what is pile 1's person wanting to do in this connection? Are they seeking a reconciliation with my person who's watching this video right now? Okay, let's see. We are starting with 5 of Swords. Conflict, also regret about the past. I feel like the conflict that led to, or the differences, or the situation, or what have you, like whatever led to you guys breaking up and not being in communication. We have the King of Swords that flipped over. So whatever situation led to you guys not being in touch anymore, that's heavily on their minds. And it's almost like with this card, I feel like they are going over and over the details of the conversation and of the conflict that they had with you, and they must have gone over it several times by now. And I do get the feeling that they are really suffering and are wounded out of that, or because of that. Like there's emotional wounding. I also feel like they do still have feelings for you, to be honest. Like what drew my attention to itself was, these bouquet of flowers right in this man's hollow chest. And that makes me feel like your person still, has some feelings for you, but it's almost like whatever happened in the past between you two That's heavily on their minds. And I also see, like I said, pain. I see regret, but I also see like they are not feeling very hopeful. As in, like, you won't respond to them. It's almost like they tell themselves, if they were to reach out, like, you see how this person's back is turned towards this person, and that's, you know, kind of making me feel like they think that you would not welcome this connection back into your life, and that you are done with it, you know, and you are in a place where it's like, what's there to talk about? And with the King of Swords energy, the King of Swords is someone who's in their head too much. Like, this is a logical person, valuing thought more than emotion. So just the idea of getting back to you or getting back in touch with you, I feel like this person feels that, or this person is thinking more logically, based on your circumstances and your story, whatever happened between you two again in the past. They feel like it is really a very bad idea, and I can almost feel I can feel them holding themselves back, you know, really holding themselves, not being able to take that leap of faith, not being able to say what they are wanting to say. And like, I see the desire here. If that was not clear up until this point, let me put that on record and make it clear that I do see the desire. They do want to talk to you, but it's like they're still stuck in their heads. Can this change? Of course. With time, things can change. And they can get a different perspective on things, of course, but right now we are really reading on the situation in the moment. Like, when you're watching this video, it's just they feel they're too much in their head, like in a negative space almost. For some of you, they could be aware that you are in another relationship, or like somebody else has entered the picture now. Excuse me. And that's what's keeping them from opening the door to communication or reaching out to you, or maybe they're wondering about it. Like, maybe you've moved on, maybe you're dating someone else, maybe you met someone else. So that's what's like keeping them stuck in the position that they are at, not being able to, oh my God, look at that, how many cards fell off. We are going to just put them back and start shuffling again, because I do take jumper cards, but not when these many fall off. And sorry about that, that was very clumsy of me, but things happen for a reason. So whatever the reason was, but yeah, let's draw some more cards to see where they are at. So just based on these two cards, in the very near future, and by that, when I'm saying near future, as I say near future, what I mean by the next month, okay? I usually go up to like 6 months. This card flipped over, so I'm going to take it out. It's the Queen of Cups. Usually when I say the near future, I'm talking about 6 months, but with this reading, I intuitively feel that the time period that I should mention here is like 1 month. So when I say the near future, will they get in touch, or are they likely? I don't think so. I feel like they will still be stuck in their heads, but things could change after that. And what is changing, or what is likely to change them, is them understanding, and it's almost as if like they would understand this for the very first time, about how beautiful, emotional, loving, giving you are, or you were in the relationship. That is what will turn things around, I feel like, for them. Like, seeing the essence, the real essence of you, acknowledging that and allowing that to affect them. That's gonna stir their emotions as well, I feel like, towards you in a favorable sort of a way. Make them realize their mistakes, make them realize certain things about this connection, and that is what is going to make them come towards you, and also change this idea that they have in their mind that you might be the one now. Let me put them in a better place. The cards, I mean. So that might change the idea that they have in their head that you are the one that might not be open for a connection. Just acknowledging that, you know, what a kind, beautiful, loving soul you are. And I feel like you have been in this connection. You have been utterly kind to them, patient with them. But this person is wounded. It's definitely like a wounded energy coming through. So wounds from their past relationships, the past conflicts that they have been, and just how that makes us feel, you know, like it's unconscious. Like even for them understand this, that this process is unconscious. But what that does is it makes them feel like, you know, things went so bad at this time, or like the other time with this other person, and of course it's all going to go downhill with this one too, if I were to reach out. And look at the King of Swords. This man's face keeps drawing my attention. Such an intense and like kind of watching that woman. So you're definitely on their mind. Like they're thinking about you a lot, is what is coming up in this reading. Like they can't take their mind off of you. It's like they're powerless to do so. It's a circle, like a thought circle that keeps circling itself in their heads over and over again. So we have the Page of Wands. Like, as I said with the Page of Wands, I definitely see, you know, a part of them, a small part of them, maybe a less powerful. So as compared to this King of Swords that is like still stuck in his head, or that energy of being stuck, there is a small part of them that is really wanting to talk to you. I feel like they have things to say to you. I feel like they have laid it out in their minds several times. Like they have practiced saying, almost like, this is how I'm going to present my point, and this is what I'm going to say. You know, if you say that, or that is you as in you watching this video, if this person says this to me, I'm going to say that. Like, you know how we have conversations with people in our head in an attempt to, anticipate how the conversation would flow. And I feel like, you know, they have done that several times over, and it's almost like a part of them is ready to come towards you. So I feel like it's going to happen fast. With the Page of Wands energy, Wands, fire, passion, so I feel like this desire is pretty strong, but maybe, you know, the King of Swords energy is still kind of interfering with that, but it's still going to happen fast. That's why I felt, you know, to say that I'm talking about like about a month in time, and then, you know, things might change. Like this might change. This person might, feels like they will get to a place where they will find the courage to bring up these things to you. Okay, let's draw one more card. I mean several more, but another card to get more. How is your person feeling towards you with reconciliation? Six of Wands. Here we go. So with the... Okay, what am I getting with the Six of Wands? The Six of Wands is them acknowledging that you have been right. You were right in the past. You were so true, so correct about them. And this might bring up, you know, like a ego defensiveness almost in them, which kind of, you know, coincides with this King of Wands energy, like their ego. You know how I said the King of Swords, sorry if I said Wands earlier. I meant swords, you know that. So the King of Swords, you know how I said like this is the energy of someone who's like really in their heads more than connected to their heart or their emotions. And part of that is also, you know, thinking from an egotistical stance. And by ego, I don't mean, you know, them feeling or thinking that they're someone great, but the ego identity, which is a little selfish in its approach to things. And in the past, now that they have realized that you were always right, you were always correct, how you handled the connection, how you handled the relationship, that to them has always been like correct, and they see it as correct, as in, and they now understand that, and that might bring up like, you know, those ego issues and the fear and the hesitance within them. So interesting. Let's get some more. How does, whoops, sorry about that, that was my alarm. How does your person feel towards you now, and are they open for reconciliation? Five of Wands. This Five of Wands, you know, coming up right beside the Five of Swords. Again, like I told you, this is conflict. Conflict in the past, conflict in their mind, and even in the current situation, I almost feel like this needs to be said. Even in the current situation, like right now, I feel like with the question of taking any kinds of action towards you and opening up that door, I feel like there are certain other people that might be either directly or indirectly involved in discouraging them. This could be their family, their friend circle, you know, kind of telling them like, why do you want to talk to that person again? And, you know, stupid ideas like you deserve better, you know. So that makes us, you know, ideas like that makes us very disconnected from our own heart space, and doesn't allow a person to think and feel for themselves, which I feel like is very important in life in general, and definitely in relationships. But when we are kind of listening to other people and their opinions on the relationship, you know, which in this instance, that's how I feel and that's what I see. They might be like listening to other people who might be, you know, commenting on the relationship and just, you know, sharing their thoughts. So they're unable to disconnect or to step away from all of that in order to make that leap of faith and like reach out to you. Okay. So again, a little bit of muddy, a little bit of stuck kind of situation is coming through, but I feel like this person will change their perspective. Okay. I really do feel that. I wouldn't say that if I didn't have that strong feeling that things are going to change. They're going to get unstuck. They're going to see for themselves. And I kind of feel like you are going to change it without being actively involved. And what do you have to do that? Absolutely nothing externally. As in, you don't have to take any action. You don't have to convince them. No. Never ever convince somebody else to do something for you. So you're not going to convince them, and you're going to do nothing, but just, you have done everything right. Let me tell you that. Whatever you did and however you conducted your relationship, whatever position you took, and even the words that you said, they were coming from the heart, okay? And just by that example, just by you being you know, in the past and even now, that's going to change them. That is going to make them rethink. It's like a mirror, you know, you are like a mirror to them that kind of reflects back their shadow aspects to them, I feel like, which they obviously run from and are running from right now. But once they get to the point that they acknowledge the beauty of this connection and your beauty and how welcoming, how loving, as I said, like patient you have been with them, and once they acknowledge that, once they see that, that's going to shift the things, and they will get to the point of seeing that, I feel like. Okay, let's get some more. How does your person feel right now about reconciliation? I don't know why I said it that way. Sounded a little bit funny. But anyways, how do they feel about reconciliation with you? Well, one, we have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, the Knight of Wands is again, the Knight is actually, you know, like really fiery energy. But look at this, like there's a tall structure here, which is kind of broken. And we have this Knight that's sitting quite complacent and not really moving. And, you know, it looks like more lost in thought than really acting again. So in this card, with this rendition of the Knight of Wands, I'm not getting the like traditional Knight of Wands kind of fiery feelings and whatnot energy. I feel like this is somebody in deep contemplation. It's very similar, if you see, in its vibe. I don't know if you will be able to tell that, but I certainly can as a reader. It's very similar in its vibe to the King of Swords, where it's like sit back and contemplate, like think, you know, think obsessively almost, it feels like, about the situation and about the relationship and how things have unfolded. So it's funny how very similar vibing cards came up right beside each other. I want to see what else the Knight of Wands has to tell me, if there's anything else. I see the moon in the card, and moon for me is a symbol of our shadows, our shadow work and whatnot. Like I'm thinking of the moon card and the influence of the moon. So it's almost like, you know, they cannot make up their minds. Again, very similar to the vibe of these other three cards that we have adjacent to the Knight of Wands. But yeah, the presence of the moon gives me like very mercurial kind of feelings. Like they are unable to make up their mind as to what they want to do next and how they want to execute this. Like I see the desire, the plans, and them being like ready to speak their mind. But it keeps changing, I feel like, not only in terms of content, as to what they want to say and how they want to approach, but also in terms of the actual plan, like the actual execution plan. So right now it's a little shifty at the moment, but that's gonna change. It's like every time I say that, this queen almost calls to me and be like, hey, it's gonna change. Tell them that it's gonna change. Okay? I feel like with this pile, communication from them is coming. I feel very certain of it. But yeah, it is a matter of time. And the universe, spirit, or what have you, they are showing us through this reading, through me, to you. They're telling you as to what is going on so that you have a better understanding. And we have the Temperance card coming alongside the Queen of Cups. So Temperance is all about balance, but also in this card, this is about them, how do I say this, needing to take an in-depth look at themselves. So what's going to balance them out is further examination of their own selves, which I feel like your person has not completed yet. Like they might be on a journey, they might be doing that, or have done that in the past. Like it's still a process that needs to be completed. There's still some things that they need to see about themselves in the situation, and it makes sense. Like, you know, if they were to come back to you and, what is that word, gaslight, I believe it is, which is, you know, you're the one who did wrong, but you kind of put it on the other person. So it's almost like a very skewed perspective on things, which doesn't really help anyone, right? Certainly doesn't help you at all if they come back to you with that kind of like a perspective on your relationship and the situation. So I feel like this is a need, and it's a major arcana card, so like a completely dominant energy in this reading, in this spread. Them needing to get to a place where they have a more balanced view of the relationship, of you, of themselves, of this connection, which is going to unfold as they continue their work on themselves and taking a more deeper look and a more honest look, I feel like, an honest look at themselves. Okay, so this is the process that they're going through right now at this moment, and it is happening, and in the time to come, it's going to get more intense, I feel like, for them. And again, one of the things I noticed here, I don't know if you can see that, but I see similarities in the King of Swords, like just their faces, and this gentleman in the Temperance card. So that's your King of Swords needing to take an honest look at his own self and the situation, and not just, you know, think logically and think with the mind. There needs to be emotional clarity and emotional maturity. There you go. That's what I wanted to say. So we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card that talks about emotional pain, but do you look at the smiley face in the background there? So it's almost like, okay, the Three of Swords, here's what I want to say. I'm thinking way faster than I can talk. The Three of Swords is the energy where you are in pain, okay? You have some emotional trauma that you're dealing with, but the kind of pain that Three of Swords card represents is something that you are going to get over, okay? You're going to move past it, and happier times are coming. And I'm also seeing like the F symbol, which is, you know, Facebook. So this makes me think of social media. And maybe you will see some movement first on social media. Like that's where they would begin their approach, kind of playing it safe, because as I said, you know, they are quite in their ego self right now, knowing that you have been right about things in the past, and just that you have been correct. They might play it safe almost by starting or hoping to start the conversation by first liking, you know, a few posts that you make on social media, and kind of then see how you respond to it. But of course, like, I'm not suggesting that you go running after that or take it as any sort of a cue to mean anything big. You hold yourself to high standards, and you continue holding those standards up for yourself, as in a real, like, there's no substitute for a real conversation, and you know that, and you know that you deserve that, and you deserve them to be 100%, you know, be present in the conversation and in the relationship, and you deserve nothing less than that. So I'm not saying like that would be like a big thing, but I feel like that's the teeny tiny step that they're going to take towards you in opening that door. And this almost feels like it's something that they might have already done so, as in this might have already happened. As you're watching this video, so keep that in mind. If that resonates for you, I feel like that is something you might have seen their presence on your social media, liking your posts, watching, you know, the stories if you post that. So yeah, and then we have the Ten of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords reverse. Nice. Okay. So how I look at, if you're watching my video for the very first time, and I'm also seeing the Chariot card, how I look at the bottom of the deck energy, which is the Nine of Swords and the Chariot card for this reading, for this pile, is, you know, for me, that energy, the bottom of the deck card energy, kind of summarizes the whole reading for me and gives me kind of like the larger context within which to look at the cards, to interpret the cards, to interpret the message, and ties in the message very neatly for me. Okay, so with the Ten of Swords, I feel like this is representative of you, And for you guys, what I'm getting is like you, in some ways, okay, in more ways than less, I feel like you guys feel done with their bullshit, okay? You have shown tremendous patience, tremendous love, tremendous courage when it comes to this relationship, and you have spoken your truth. You have offered them everything that you have to offer. You have shown them every side of you that needs to be shown, not seen, that needed to be shown, and that's how I feel like you conduct relationships, you know, in 100% kind of open way. So you have been upfront about everything from the start, and I feel like there's a large part of you that's feeling done with this relationship, okay? And also, like, maybe you are not really, like, you hope that, you know, they would open the door to the communication again, but about this relationship you're feeling a little, you know, like a loss of hope, okay? And also, like, what's the point in rekindling it? At times I feel like you must be thinking that, and are they going to come back with the same bullshit almost, you know? That's what I feel like. Sorry, give me 1 second, I will be right back. Sorry about that, there was some background noise that I did my best to get rid of, and I'm sorry if it featured in the video. So as I was saying, like, I feel like there is a part of you that feels like really done with this, with their bullshit, with this connection, and also like wondering, you know, if this person were to come back, like, are they going to be transformed? Will they have realized their mistakes and what they did, and the wrongs that they put you through? So this is a difference in, or kind of like the Six of Wands is here to tell you that how they view it too, now that they have come, you know, a little bit, had some distance from this relationship, because reconciliation in a sense means that, you know, you guys are not in contact. There's low to no contact with this person, and Six of Wands is here to tell you that this person now sees how right you were, but they're still going through the process of facing their own shadows. So the change that you kind of hope in your heart with this rekindling, you know, of the relationship, that is happening, is unfolding as we speak right now, or as you're watching this video. I intend to keep this reading timeless. Yes, I want this reading to be timeless. So whatever time you catch it, that's when the message is for. So as you're watching this video, know that transformation is happening and you know, like, unfolding with them. And that in itself, you know, should tell you that when this person comes back, there will be something of substance on the offer here, whether it would be an apology, whether it would be wanting a second chance with you, I do not know. For some, you know, it could be one of those two, and for others it could be like the other thing, an apology at least. So when this person does come back to you, I feel like they're going to be more ready to be their authentic self, which they're not at this time, okay? But it's happening really soon, really fast. And I love this overall energy of the spread, the summarizing kind of cards for pile one's reading, the reversed Nine of Swords and the Chariot. So with the reversed Nine of Swords, I feel like if you have been spending a lot of time stressing over this relationship, stressing over just the mere fact that you have lost this person, that you have lost touch with them, and stressing about everything that went down in this connection, and going over the details yourself, you know, if that's the Nine of Swords in the upright position energy. With its reverse, I feel like that's all gonna calm down, you know, the clouds are going to disappear, the clouds being your thoughts. And the Chariot to me is about forward movement, being able to move forward with your life, okay? And I feel like that's the message of this reading, like, no matter what, you keep going. You keep going. You did nothing wrong. You were fantastic, beyond fantastic. Your energy is coming up as more of a, like a, regardless of whether you are a man watching this video or you are a female watching this video, that doesn't matter, but your energy is coming up as more feminine, loving, nurturing, caring, giving, and you did your best. So you can make your peace with that, You can make your peace with that right now as you're watching this reading, and know that you did everything right. Okay? So stop worrying, stop stressing about this connection and about this person and what they're going to do and when they're going to do it and all of that. And I hope this reading does give you some amount of peace. And lets you know that changes are happening with them. They're coming to some realization. There's still some work to be done, but they are going to come forward for sure with either an apology or like their desire to rekindle the relationship. But till then, keep going, keep moving. Don't hold yourself back, and don't keep any kind of life experience away from you. Okay? Now let's get some oracle cards and see what comes up in terms of their okay. This came up, this card jumped over. This is give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So I feel like for some of you, this is definitely going to be the case. If not for all of you watching this reading, they definitely do want to work on this connection, do better, meet you as equals, give you the attention, the love that you need. And they'll see that. They'll see that it's not something that they need to be afraid of. I feel like in the past they might also be, because of the emotional wounding, I feel like in the past, like their wounds from the past and how that affected their psyche, I'm sensing some fear in embracing you and embracing this connection, and like how this love, like how you sometimes when you offer love to someone who's not really ready to receive it, that's the kind of like vibe that I'm getting from this card. Like in the past that might have been the case, but things are changing. Definitely they're coming to realization, and when they come back they definitely would want to work on this relationship. Wow, what a transformation. What a transformation. And yeah, I feel like this person will feel like a very new, like a brand new energy to you. Okay? Once they integrate like their conflict, their pain, and have worked on their shadow, once they have integrated all of that trauma, like the big umbrella term, that's what I can think of. Once they have integrated that, I feel like this person, the transformation that they're going to go through is going to be huge. So much so that they might feel like a totally different person. Like somebody then that you can actually love, somebody worthy of your love, of your attention. Wow. I really felt that, really felt that in my entire being. That's beautiful. Okay, let's get some more. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Okay, I know. I was taking you. Separation. So I feel like the separation is affecting them a lot too. These cards are kind of holographic, but I hope that on the camera you're able to see that image. So yeah, the separation affecting them, and being almost kind of feels like essential for them to come to these realizations, for them to realize that you have always been right, that you have always been so loving, forgiving, and all those good stuff. And I feel like, almost feels like the separation is divinely orchestrated. Don't laugh at me, but I really truly believe that some things are divinely orchestrated to get us to like where we want to be, or to bring in more healing of the connection, of the soul. And they need to, like go through certain experiences on their own. I'm sorry. So sorry about that. I use a mic that's on my table on my left-hand side, and I hit it and it felt, and I'm sorry if that caused a very loud noise. Okay, so as I was saying, like it's almost like they needed to go through some things on their own in this time apart from you, but they have been more affected than you know, and it kind of feels like this person has a lot of trouble like demonstrating to the outside world as to how much this connection has affected them. But you should know now that it has caused them quite a bit of grief. Okay, this card jumped over. True love. It's the realization, realization, like seeing what was on the table at the time, them coming to the realization like this is love. Okay? Oh, that's huge. That's kind of making me a little misty here. Oh. Sometimes when, we find love, oh God. Sometimes when we find love, we are literally incapable of recognizing it. And I feel like now they are acknowledging it. Now they're seeing it, seeing you as someone who really truly loved them. Love yourself first. This person had trouble accepting them, and that's why, and this is how it always works, by the way, that, we cannot accept such unconditional love, so much of it, from somebody else because we don't love ourselves. There is a big disconnect within ourselves. And that I feel like was one of their biggest challenges, and they're coming to this realization, I feel like. In fact, I feel like they felt confused at times as to why you loved them so unconditionally, so completely, so wholly. And why this confused them is because they didn't see the fabulousness that you saw with them. I do write poems from time to time, and there's a poem that I wrote which is on the lines of this thought, and it goes something like, it takes the eyes of a woman in love to see the shattered pieces of a broken man, and to see them as a mine of sparkling diamonds. So something like that, like the words are pretty close to what I wrote, but maybe not the exact. So that's what I mean. Like when we ourselves are broken, but love comes our way, appreciating and being patient with us and giving us a chance and all that. Sometimes we are not able to see that, and we reject that almost, and run away from it. And I feel like that is what happened with your person, and they're now coming to the realization that that was not right, and the problem is them, because they don't see whatever they told themselves at the time. At the time this excuse me, at the time this separation, this breakup happened, whatever bullshit they told themselves about you, about this connection, they now know that it was all just that bullshit. And it was their way of keeping themselves safe and away from the possibility of true love, because, as I said, they did not love and accept themselves as much as you did. So it was like confusing in a way. So let's see, let me get some more messages from this Lover's Oracle deck, which is a beautiful deck but very tough to shuffle. Let's see. So as I was saying, they're getting to that realization, and that's how you want them back anyways. You want your person sort of, somebody who has realized certain truths about the connection, about themselves, somebody who has faced certain hard truths about their own behavior, their own vibe in this connection in the past. Okay, this wants to really come over. It's a beautiful card. And it says, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point in trying to change that which is beyond your control. Okay, so I'm getting two messages. Acceptance, to me, the first thing that came is like self-acceptance. Them needing to accept themselves more, and that means self-love, you know, so loving themselves with all of their like light and dark parts, and accepting to me is integrating both these sides of themselves for a wholesome whole, for lack of better words, and I can't think of words to say, but those two things are coming up as very strong messages. Acceptance, they need to get to a more self-loving and accepting kind of a place, and I feel like they know that right now as we speak, as I speak, and it's a realization that has been, you know, kind of poking at them and coming through, trying to come through, and they know that you know, they first need to fill their own cup, they first need to feel whole themselves before they can connect to you and, you know, hold everything that happened in the right perspective. Because, you know, what's the point? They come back and you guys spend a lot of time nitpicking what happened in the past, okay? And I don't think, like with this card, you know, them, when they get to a place of wanting to give the relationship a chance, I don't think that they would be the same person. And like I said, you will notice like a big transformation, a big change in the way they are present in the relationship. So one of the steps that needs to happen and is unfolding, I feel like, as we speak, is acceptance, them coming into their self-acceptance, which is beautiful. It's an intense process. It's a slow process, but it's like a sure and slow. Sure but slow. Slow but sure. I don't know what to say. Sure but slow process. Okay. We have this, another beautiful card. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Okay. How interesting that this card comes up adjacent to the like King of Swords and the Queen of Cups submerged. Like she's literally on the ocean floor. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I can't pick it up. Probably you could. So this is, you know, the King of Swords, as I said, they're kind of disconnected from their emotions, but this is the change that is coming, like them getting more in touch with their feelings, which is so important when it comes to matters of love, to being able to leave logic aside, being able to own your feelings, being able to respond to somebody else's feelings, and just being brave and courageous with that. Okay, so they're meeting you at that emotional level slowly with the unfolding that is happening right now. They're meeting you there, you know, and they will get to a place where they will be able to not only own but act on their feelings and not be so much in their heads about everything. So give it time. I feel like give it time. Be patient if you can with this person. Like, yeah, with this person, your person, and like for you watching this pile one reading, is it worth being patient and waiting for this person? Yes, and from a place of forgiveness and holding that love in your heart. And we have reflection. Yeah, the need to self-reflect. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So as I said, I feel like this separation, this breakup, distance that the universe has put you guys in is almost like a necessary phase needed for self-reflection and discovering like the truths, the inner truths about your own selves, more for them, I feel like, than you. But this is needed at this time. And in the meantime, like, you know, really trust that things will work out in the end. And like I said, with the Nine of Swords in the reverse energy and the Chariot, I feel like you will be able to slowly with time, if you haven't already, but I feel like largely you might be in a much better place in the context of this breakup, this separation, where you have been able to find your peace and go on and move on with your life. But keep doing that and trust that it will work out in the end, that you will get what is due to you. And if an apology is what you want from this person, or if you want to rekindle the relationship, that option will be open to you. Okay, at the time that when this happens, which I feel is going to be fairly quick, and by that I mean like a time range of like about a month approximately. So it's not definitely like a definitive date, but approximately a month. At the time, you will be in power, I feel like, in control, and like be able to drive this relationship to whatever like direction that you want to take it. Okay, you will have the command and the control to then see what do you want to do with them when they come back. Okay, and at that point, of course, go with your heart, go with how you feel, be extremely authentic as you have always been, I feel like, in this connection, and you should do fine. Okay, so I'm going to leave your reading here, and I definitely hope that the messages resonated. I do hope that you enjoyed your reading, and more than enjoy, I hope that it gave you some sense of peace. And yeah, I hope that the messages really did help. So please consider liking this video and also subscribing and staying back for more future readings to come. And thank you so much for watching and being here with me. I greatly appreciate that. Bye. Hi Pile 2. So if you resonated with the Amethyst Crystal or the Crystal Visions tarot deck, this is your reading. If the lighting has changed from the intro, it's because I am filming this reading on a different day. So yeah, just so you know. So we are going to be looking into your person's intentions towards you, and specifically if they are looking to reconcile. And with that said, you know, it's fairly understood, at least I hope that it's understood, that this reading is for people who are currently in separation or like post breakup, and it's a no contact to very low contact situation that I have intended to read for with this reading. So let's take a look. Is your person, we're starting with the reversed Eight of Pentacles. Is your person looking to reconcile with you? Pile 2. Is your person hoping for a reconciliation? Next card is the Knight of Cups. Okay, so with the presence of the Knight of Cups, there's definitely communication that's going to come forth from them, and it could mean several things, so take whatever resonates. It could be an apology, it could be making some kind of an offer for rekindling the relationship. Okay, but there are a couple of things that I'm getting from the Knight of Cups. It seems like it's going to be more of an apology and them realizing certain truths about the connection and about themselves. Okay, so realizing their mistakes. It's a very similar vibe to the Pile 1 reading, but with that pile it was slightly different. But I feel like your person has reached a point where they have realized that they have put you through a lot. Okay, and they have made some mistakes too. And previously, I feel like your person must have come across as really guarded and kind of resisting this connection. And it feels like they're now, when they come back, and I strongly feel for this pile that they're going to come back. By the way, I was inspired to do this reading due to the mere fact that we are in what is called a Mercury retrograde. No, I'm not well versed with astrology at all, and I don't really practice it like with my tarot practice. But Mercury retrograde is something that I have heard about, and as far as I understand, it brings back, you know, old lovers and people from the past back into your life, and it's kind of like finishing some kind of like unfinished business you had with them. Okay, so with the Knight of Cups, as I was saying, now they would be at a point of time when they come back where they would be willing to be more open towards you, open with their communication, sharing how they feel, what they felt at the time, and just a more honest presence in the relationship, I feel like. Okay, I want to clarify the reversed Eight of Pentacles. What are you trying to tell me? What's this reverse State of Pentacles energy? I'm getting the vibe of like you have been waiting for this connection and like really tired for your person to come back, like really tired of that. That's the first vibe I got, but let's see. Ace of Cups. Yeah, so I feel like you have a lot to say to them. You have things to say, you have your emotions to share. Cups is the energy of emotions. And it's, again, I get the feeling that you have been holding this cup filled with emotions, you know, your feelings. And the cup runneth over, like in this image, it's like filled to the brim. So I feel like you have been waiting for quite some time. And you would have wanted this communication or the opportunity to speak to them way earlier than now when they do come back. And speaking of the time frame, I'm speaking of, what do I feel for this reading? I'm thinking of 3 months, okay? That's the like kind of message that I'm getting, anywhere between 1 to 3 months. All right. So I feel like you have been waiting for quite some time with these things that you wanted to say to them. And there's like almost like a sense of tiredness, tired of the wait, tired of movement from your person. And just kind of in a place where you have almost like given up hope. And even hope about the relationship, like working on it. And I feel like previously you were feeling that way, but I also get the sense, okay, this is what I get, that even though now you feel very disinterested almost in having the conversation and like unsure as to where the conversation would go based on the history and based on how they have behaved in the past. So it makes sense that you would doubt now whether, you know, this person is going to be able to be mature enough, emotionally mature enough, and present enough in this connection. But I feel like when you guys reconnect, you are going to be able to access that emotional place within yourself and express yourself, like the ability to really say what you have to say, say it from the heart. Okay, so when the reconnection happens, you will be able to speak your truth. That's what I'm saying. And the reason why that would be so is because you have gone through some amazing transformations yourself in this no contact period. The symbol of transformation is this lotus flowers, and I see lotuses in this card, like there are 4 of them that I notice. So you have been able to do a considerable amount of work and transform somewhat within yourself too. Like you've grown up, you have learned a lot of lessons from the past. So you will be able to speak your mind, and you will be able to connect to them in a way that you have wanted to, you have always wanted to. Okay, even though it does feel to you, I feel like that it's too little, too late kind of situation, or definitely too late. Still, I feel like that won't be a factor when, you know, in the moment, like when you guys do connect, and they're going to come across as more open and be able to hold that space for you. Okay, your conversation could happen during the night time, I'm getting. Okay, so reach out from them. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and this was, I don't know how this wanted to come out, but it came out sideways. So I'll take it sideways, and I'll tell you what what a sideways card means to me. It means, so Nine of Pentacles in its upright position is the energy, is an independent, strong, dependent on themselves, and like someone in charge, they can take care of themselves kind of energy, like really independent, and having evolved to the stage from a place of like not being able to do that, and like feeling alone and depressed. And it's funny how the Nine of Pentacles came up after the Eight of Pentacles. Anyway, so like I said, you have worked on yourself and you have gone through the transformation. You still seem to be going through that, okay? It's still not complete. And that was a message that did come through as I was looking at this card, because I see some baby lotuses in the corner here. And that kind of told me that you know, even though you have walked a long path since this relationship, and since the breakup, or since the no contact situation manifested, there's still some work that you need to do. There's still some healing that you need to go through, certain realizations that need to come through for you, you know, and this is independent of them and where they are at, just your transformation. Because I truly do believe that, you know, relationships and connections, they are one of the most potent kind of opportunity or like events in our life that come into our life to help us evolve to a better version of ourselves, to a more whole, a more complete, a more free version of ourselves. I truly, truly believe that. Not just from like books and something that I've read, but even personally. So I have evolved a lot through relationships, through my relationships, romantic and otherwise. You know, so there are still some things that are becoming more accessible to you, and they are like you are still in transformation. And that's how I see the sideways card. Like it is still, the cycle is still turning for you to become more independent. Now, what does that mean in terms of this reading? What this means is that it's possible that when this person comes back, your old wounds might get triggered. Okay, pay attention. Pay attention to how you're feeling as you're talking to them. When I say old wounds might get triggered, what I specifically mean by that is that you might identify with certain disempowering emotions, like the drive, the need, the desire, the want for them that you have had in your heart and you have held on to for so long. That might resurface, okay? And that in itself would be your challenge, okay? In this reconnecting situation that we are looking into. The wounds, the triggering of the wounds, and how you manage those triggers, okay, is the key to this reconnection, I almost feel like. All right, so this reading is really going in a very different direction, and that is what happens. That's the beauty of tarot. I love it. Like when a reading unfolds, it tells me a lot more than, you know, what I would have expected. But that's what I'm here for, to just like point or like tell you what the messages are coming through. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, as I was saying, how you manage yourself through those triggers is the key lesson here. That is what will help you evolve. That is what will help you move past the stage that you might find yourself stuck in. And the stage is the disempowering stage, meaning that you would give their absence or the way they behave or what they do more importance than, you know, taking their reaction or their action towards you as sort of an indicator of what you need to heal. Okay, I know it's a very deep message, and it's probably something that not everybody would understand, but if you're on the same wavelength as I am and you're getting this, please pay attention to it, and please do try to like imbibe this message into your being, and watch out for that, because I feel like somewhat this is going to be triggering, and might leave you a little bit more sadder than before. So watch out for that. And it's a great thing that this has come up in a reading, because if you know beforehand, which is like now if you know beforehand, then you can do something about it, right? You can do things to empower yourself. Maybe it is meditation, taking better care of yourself, connecting with your heart, and focusing, always being like generally focused towards like the high vibe and not the disempowered state that you might have felt in the past in the relationship, and also since the person chose to step out of your life or circumstances took them away. So now you know, and you can certainly work on it and bring that into your life. So let's get some more. But is reconciliation coming, or is like, are they looking to reconnect with you or like talk to you again? Yes, definitely yes. Reconciliation, and if you're taking it in the sense, like wanting to start a relationship, I feel like you need to do the work to be able to drive and direct this relationship to the destination you want. And that's why I say, like, work on controlling your triggers. If you act from a place of being triggered, which is very disempowering, but if you act from a place of being triggered, that kind of ruins the flow, okay? It makes us not being able to see things as they are. It makes us, not being able to be fully present in a relationship, because we are going in with an agenda. We are going in with certain wounds that need healing, and we seek that person out to solve that for us, like apply the solve for us, or we see them as the source of our healing, which is in itself like a very disempowered place. And life often teaches us through relationships that other people don't hold the key, you hold the key, okay? So the more you heal yourself, the more you work on yourself, and the more you feel empowered, okay? Regardless of what they did, regardless of the past, regardless of what happened. And how you would do that is, again, by controlling your triggers, okay? Do some research on this, like where do these triggers come from, and what to do when you are feeling very triggered and when you are in a triggered place. I would suggest like do some research and reading. There are excellent resources out there. So find that will really help you if you were to get that knowledge and be able to apply it. And I pray that you will. But coming back to what I was saying, when we feel empowered, and when we feel like, what's the word, indestructible, sort of like in our own energy, that's the place from where we can literally choose the reality that we want, okay? We can manifest whatever we want in our life, and I want you to get to that place where you then get to decide what you want to do about this connection, how you want to guide it. Do you want to, and it's a choice you make. Do you want to keep the patience? Do you feel like it? Do you want to be patient for your person to go through the transformation? And this waiting is not from a place of desperation. It's from a place of like understanding, a confident kind of understanding that maybe, okay, things are not there yet and they might not be ready yet. Okay, they're still, they will come back much more improved, I feel like. But you'll see, like, this is a journey that they have been on, and there to you, it will look like a very strong possibility that this person is going to transform, okay? So from an empowered place, then you can ask yourself, do you feel like waiting for this person to change? Is this relationship worth it for you? And from there, you can make your decision, your choice, and that's the reality that's going to manifest for you, okay? But all this while, even as you wait, even as you hold a space for your person, remember that if you feel disempowered, it's not going to work, okay? So your healing is of great importance here, okay? That's the message that I'm getting. All right, so let's get some more cards. So as I was saying, the reconciliation part, I feel like I want to say to you, empower yourself and you decide, you know? Forget about this person deciding whether they want a reconciliation from you or with you, sorry. But you get to that place, and I feel like you guys will. You have worked so much on yourself. I can feel that. I can see that literally in the cards. Ace of Swords. Okay. So Ace of Swords, wow. This card, just when it came out, it gave me such good feelings. And the thing that I noticed first in the card is obviously the sword, as well as the different butterflies circling it, you know. So many butterflies. Butterflies are a symbol of transformation, okay? So as I was saying, you know, the clarity, the decision as to what now needs to happen in this relationship going forward, that kind of clarity, that kind of decision will come to you for sure. As you do the work, as you work on flipping this sideways card into an upright position, which is, you know, still a little bit of process that you're going through. And have faith, have confidence that you will be guided. Ask for guidance and have faith. You will be guided. Relax about it. Like, seriously, do not worry. You have been guided so far, and you will be guided in the future as well. So that clarity as to the decision, you know, what do you want to do about this connection, about this person, when they do come back, that will come to you, okay? And you will be the one, like how the tables have turned, you know, see how the tables have turned. You will be the one deciding. And again, not from an egotistical place, but because of the transformation that you have gone through. And transformation makes us see things very differently, what we couldn't see earlier. There's more clarity with the Ace of Swords. There's an emotional shift. It's literally like shifting from one state to the other, which I feel like is coming your way. And you will be the one who will decide, again, what you want to do about this relationship, and whatever the choice may be. You could choose to sit and wait for this person, but that will be if in a place of ease. And there will be a lot, it's a lot easier to do that when you're already feeling very empowered. You know that circumstances would not matter. You would know that it really doesn't, even if it looks impossible, it's not kind of like a logical process that you have to figure it out. You can let it go to the universe, and you simply ask for what you want, okay? And this choice, this asking for what you want, comes from a place of ease, I feel like, and from the heart. Like, it should make sense to you as to why you are asking for this person in your life, or why you're seeking whatever it is that you're seeking. If it's a long-term relationship, get clear on your why. And I feel like that level of clarity you will reach with whatever it is that you decide, okay? A very powerful reading. Oh, okay. I do take jumper cards, but not when 2 or 3 jumps, which is what happened there. In case you're watching my video for the very first time. Okay, let's get some more. A very powerful reading so far, and I feel like we don't need more cards, do we? It already told us quite a bit about your situation, about you, about your person, but let's get some more. Get some more cards. Okay, what? All right, this wanted to jump. The Chariot, look at that. The Chariot is forward movement. And you would be, I feel like this card is representing you. So as I was saying, you know, you would be in a position to decide which direction to go. They would no longer hold the power, you know. So, and the transformation is happening very soon. So of course I know, like, you know, very soon means different to different people. For some, very soon is like 2 days, and for some 1 or 3 months will sound very soon. So this transformation and this connection, this is going to get like, this is going to come into your life and your focus very soon. And since you have come a long way already, and you're already like amidst your transformation, I feel like by the time they do come back, you will already be quite empowered. And the black and the white horse, this also to me is representative of integration, which means acceptance, full acceptance of your light and your dark sides. Dark sides. Sorry about that. So integrating, recognizing, having learned from, you know, the darker aspects of you, and full acceptance and full love towards both your sides. Okay, just a very empowered place, as I said earlier. I wish I could find a better word for empowered, but how many times have I said empowered already in this video? I don't even know. But you'll be in a very good place, and in charge, in control, and in charge, and you will have the choice. You know, you'll see how you feel and respond to those feelings, whatever your decision might be at the time. Okay. All right. We have the reversed Eight of Swords. This is awesome. This is with this card coming adjacent to the Knight of Cups. I feel like, you know, this would be them being able to get out of their heads. And you know how I said in the beginning that your person in the past, like as the relationship was happening and unfolding, and when you were in a relationship with them, your person might have held back quite a lot from this connection, and they might be in a place where they might have their defenses up and not really allowed you in as much as they should have, not really allowed your love in. And with the Eight of Swords coming up as reversed, you will see more of that freedom, that soul freedom in their thoughts and the way they talk, the way they process things, and how differently they see things now. So that's coming up with the Eight of Swords. Also, another message that I'm getting for some of you, this is also representative of your energy. So you both would be coming back together at a point of time where you both have somewhat healed and learned your lessons. And because of that, you both now see and think differently. Okay, so there might be certain, you know, limitations and dysfunctional thoughts that you might have had in this relationship too, but they have gone away and they have resolved for you as well. So I feel like this is going to be a meeting that, or reconnection that comes at a time where you both will be ready to really see things differently, and you already see things differently and feel more free. Free to be you, free to be me. Is that a song? I don't know why I said that in a sing-songy way, but that's what comes to mind. Okay, this is the Six of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Six of Pentacles is, you know, the energy of equal give and take, although in this card it feels to me like it's an energy of someone who feels so fulfilled, okay, so empowered, again with that word, I'm sorry, but someone who feels so fulfilled, like, you know, their own cup, their own basket is full, that they are ready to share. Okay, and they are looking for someone who would reciprocate equally. all right? Because a relationship where there's not an equal give and take, that relationship doesn't work, right? And you deserve, you know by now that you deserve way more than that. And this card to me is you being able to state your needs very clearly to your person when they come back, okay? Be very open, be very honest with them, and also talk about the practical, like day-to-day things that you really need to feel more connected, to feel more loved, to feel more appreciated, I feel like, in this relationship. And you would be able to do that from a place of confidence and like not from a place of lack, because as I said, the transformation that you have been on, you know, with a little bit of time passing even more, I feel like you will be even more enriched and happy and fulfilled within yourself, so that you will be able to state them, okay, if we are going to do this, for example, and this is just an example, if we are going to reconnect and we are going to rekindle this relationship, then I need, you know, ABC, XYZ, you know, being clearly or being very clear about exactly what your expectations are in this connection. You will be able to do that. Okay. All right. Let's draw one more card before we move to the oracle messages. This is a beautiful reading, and have the faith, like, with your own transformation. And right now, if it sounds too good to be true, like, you know, will I be able to get to that place? Yes, you will be. And this is a major arcana card. I feel like the in charge, in control, that's going to happen like for all areas of your life, because healing, that's how it works. And so does trauma. Like, I was having a conversation with someone else just yesterday afternoon, and we were talking about emotional trauma and how it affects every area of your life. And I feel like this trauma from this relationship and the pain that you went through, that might have done that to you, affected every area of your life. And, you know, right now, as you're still transforming, it might feel like an impossible kind of thing, but have the faith. You have come a long way. Look at how far you have come. You know, compared to point A, compare your point B to where you were at, and you will realize that, you know, it's not only possible, but it has happened. So, and as you keep going, as you keep healing, I feel like you're going to feel more powerful and in charge in all the areas of your life, not just when it comes to this connection. No. This is deep transformation. The lotuses, the butterflies. Okay, this card jumped out, so we're going to take it. This is Five of Wands reversed. This is the end of conflict, the coming in of clarity. Okay, so there might be a lot of conflicting thoughts that you are also nursing at this point of time and having to deal with in your mind. And as I said, this word comes in and breaks through all of that. Okay, so when it comes to this person, when it comes to this relationship, as you think of it, and when it comes to your mind, there might be many doubts, many fears, many things that might be troubling you, like the negative thoughts that come from a place of fear, come from a place of doubt, those kind of thoughts I'm talking about. And they feel unpleasant. They feel unpleasant because they are untrue. Okay, let me say that again. They feel unpleasant because they are untrue. It's like conflict is going on in your mind from a disempowered place, and that disempowered place is untrue, because you're always, like, you're a powerful being. I hope you know that. So because there's so much untruth in that conflict, that mental conflict, that is why it feels very bad, and it doesn't feel aligned with your soul, which is actually a very powerful being. Okay, so that's ending very soon. Good news. The sword kind of comes in and cuts through that confusion. Okay, end of your mental conflict. And I feel like this is more about the mental conflict that's been going on, or the swirling thoughts in your mind. Okay? Let's one more. So is this person looking for reconciliation? They might be, but who's gonna decide? You. That's the message of this reading for piles who are really powerful reading. Okay. Let's get some. We have the reversed Nine of Wands. Again, you and your person being able to meet each other without fear and not from a defensive place. Okay? And we have the Ace of Wands, the bottom of the deck energy, which I'll get to in a minute, and that's coming out reversed. Okay. So with the Nine of Wands reversed, as I said, in the past, there might be certain, there might be a resistance to your connection that this person has brought in as an energy into this connection, which means a long and winded way of saying, like, they might be in the past, as I said, quite resistant to this connection, and they might be working from a place of being triggered themselves. So their past experiences, their previous relationships, whatnot, that the wounding that they got from their past, that might have been triggered too. And so again, they were not present to this connection. It was all like, how do you call it, veiled or hidden or under the layers of all this like conflict that they felt too in their minds when they were in this connection in the past. And same for you. I feel like you might be also working with healing your own triggers and your own wounds. And now with the reversed Ace of the Nine of Wands, that defensive position is going to relax somewhat, and you guys will be able to reach some kind of excuse me, that surprised me. Excuse me. Reach some kind of a equal level kind of understanding, an equal level of communication from both of you. That's what I see with the reversed Nine of Wands. How I look, if you're watching my reading for the very first time, how I look at the bottom of the deck energy when I draw that card is that kind of summarizes the entire kind of reading, and it's like the larger context, okay, of this connection. With the reversed Ace of Wands, it's a very unique message that is coming through for your pile. So not the traditional meaning, like Ace of Wands, oh, no new beginning. No, I feel like there is still a new beginning that is coming, for both of you. Some sort of like a format of a relationship. So the relationship is changing and evolving. And with the reverse Ace of Wands, I feel like it will be more from a balanced place versus being based on things like a sexual desire or a sexual attraction towards them, or like this passion you feel towards them. I feel like that is going to get watered down a little bit, and it's a good thing, because then once you disengage from that energy, the sexual energy, because it can be quite a bit of a driving force in relationships, you will be really able to connect to them in a much, much, much better way, in a more real way, in a more grounded way. That's the message that I'm getting for you guys for the reversed Ace of Wands. Okay, let's go into your oracle messages. Which oracle messages, or like which deck do I want to use? Okay, I'm going to bring in the Mystic Martian Oracle. Okay, let's look into the energies with this reconciliation. So you got this. That's what I want to say to everyone who's watching this pile 2 reading. You got this. It's going to be a very pleasant reconciliation, because within you will have reached a very good place, I feel like. Okay. here we go. We have, I can't pronounce this, Agarthans. All right, anyway. It says manifesting, multidimensional perception, attunement. So, like I said, manifesting in the beginning when I was talking about reaching that empowered place and choosing your reality and whatnot. So this card kind of confirms that message for you, Pile 2, that when you guys reconnect, okay, again, it empowers you and tells me that you would be the one who would be able to manifest, or well, in other words, like direct the direction or like choose the direction in which you want to take this relationship. Okay, you are stepping into your power as a powerful manifestor, and I'm getting a very relaxed vibe from these creatures, I must say, since this is the Mystic Martians Oracle deck. These are not people. These are creatures from some other planet that look like humans. Anyways, what a weird thought tangent, but, oh, that card jumped out, so let's see what it is. The Flower of Life, Inspiration, Awe, Dreams. Oh, such a beautiful card. I am so happy for you, Pile 2, right now. Seriously, so happy. It's a beautiful card, like a flowering. Anyways, let me get back to what I was saying and finish that thought. You are getting to a very powerful manifestor mode very soon as you allow your life to transform you. Just allow the space for it and relax about it, because you'll get to choose. Okay, you'll be the one who gets to decide, and that would feel so unusual when it comes to this connection, and so awesome to you. So you're getting there with the Flower of Life. I saw that, and it was just like, you know, my heart space opening up. And this for me is a card of transformation. This is a card of like new understanding, new realizations, and just a place of being absolutely free to choose what you want, what kind of dreams inspire you, okay? What kind of dream excites you, really sings to your soul or makes your soul sing. That's the kind of, you know, vibe that I am getting from this card, and you will be able to bring that into your life. And I saw this card at the bottom of the deck, and I had to bring it up. This is, you know, union, lovers, erotica, sensuality. So again, it could be with this person, and that's completely fine if you do decide to manifest this person into your life, because, and I feel like you will feel more hopeful towards like this connection and them transforming, because they already would have transformed and come a long way. So you could manifest that if you want, and you could wait for them to, you know, connect with you even more deeply, and that is a very strong possibility. What an amazing reading. I am so enjoying myself, if you cannot already tell. So happy for you, Pile 2. Please let me know in the comments below your story, if you chose this pile and if the reading resonated with you. I would love to know your story. Okay, and this is the card Nap. I can't pronounce that, but that's the word, and it says controversial, assessing new perspectives. Okay, so as I said, there's going to be like a perceptive shift, or what do you call it? A shift in your perception. Let's put it that way. And also, you know, with them, now you would see things differently, they would see things differently, and this is, you know, the assessing part, like really being able to speak your truth with the Six of Pentacles as to like what you need, really able to assess like, is this person someone who will be able to give you what you want and what you deserve in this connection, or like in relationships, and you would be able to do that in a very sort of powerful way and from a detached place, and then make the choice, you know. And whatever you choose, I feel like that might come across as really quote unquote controversial, as in like not very regular, not very expected, whatever decisions you both make in this relationship, as I said, the format of the relationship will change somewhat, and the format and the way you do things, you execute the relationship, that will change somewhat in a distinct way. And that might come across as controversial to the rest of the world, but you know what? Screw that. You do you. You will be able to hold your ground. You will be able to speak your truth and get the kind of situation that feels right to you. It doesn't matter if it's right for anybody else or not, or whether they approve or not. Really, screw that. You will be able to do that and hold your ground and be comfortable with that. Okay? All right, let's get some messages from this deck, which is, what's the name of this deck? Is it the Romance Angel Oracle cards? And let's see what more comes up in terms of their feelings and what they want. At this point, if you're tired, because I know we are already more than 40 minutes in to this reading, I think you can probably click off. And I do enjoy making long videos and longer readings, and I want the kind of audience that will sit through that. So that's my intention. Pay attention to the red flags. So like I said, when they come back, they might trigger you, okay? And those triggers coming from them, there are two things. That's going to show to you where you need the healing, and it's also going to show to you where they are at. Okay, so pay attention to them and do not worry about that. If it is happening, know that you got this. You have been on a healing journey and you have been healing. So Spirit is kind of reiterating the message from before, that since you're still in this, the sideways card position, it's still evolving, you're still changing. That might, their behavior or certain things they say or do that might trigger you, but hold the confidence in yourself. Know that you will move past that. Just know that. How? I do not know, and I can't even, I'm just a human being. I can't figure it out for everybody watching this reading, but know that you will get through and get past that. Okay? And also in terms of judging or assessing, not judging. Judging is from a place of labeling it, but assessing your person, where they are at and what they have to offer, now in this connection when, they do come back. Assess whether that is right for you or not, or if it needs more patience, if it calls for more patience from you, and if you are able to be patient with this, or if you want to move on from this and find a better relationship. Okay, that's the message that is coming through. I feel like I was saying something before I got distracted by this card, but completely forgotten now. All right. Let's see. Romantic feelings. I feel like I need not even elaborate on this card, but the feelings are mutual. The feelings would be mutual desire, mutual attraction, and romance. This is not just about sex. This is about romance, romantically leaning towards you. And that's what the Knight of Cups is. Knight of Cups is all about romance. So they might want to really rekindle the romance in this relationship. And this card jumped out, so we're going to take it over. Attraction goes hand in hand with romance, and as I said, they do feel the attraction, or they would feel the attraction. And you know why they would be attracted? Tell me why. Tell me if you could. Write it in the comments if you can guess the answer. But tell me why you would suddenly be way more attractive for them. Write it. Let's see. Write it in the comments. Oh God. Oh, deception. All right, wearing masks. So there, it feels like you guys still would be, wary of each other somewhat, which is correct, which is right, and it feels right because for some of you, maybe in the past you have felt deceived in this connection or like lied to, and just by the mere fact that this person was holding back so much, which is kind of like the distinct feeling that I got for your pile Piles' reading, is that they have held back in the past, and it's very natural to feel like you have been, like they were keeping something from you and not really telling you everything, and because of that, the energy of feeling like like not understanding their resistance, the feelings of being wary of them, and also them being wary of you for some reason, that might come into this relationship. And the way to break through that, is to continually speak your truth, be authentic. Like that's my kind of advice away from this reading and not coming from the cards, just me telling you. The way to handle it is to always be 100% authentic, and then assess, where they are at, if they are going to be able to meet you at that level of authenticity or not. Okay? So still a process that is going to unfold with both of you when they do come back. There's still some things that need to be talked about, to be discussed, but trust the process. It is going to be amazing for you, as in for your transformation, and get you to like a really powerful place. I feel like with the Chariot card, it's a major arcana card, so it talks about like major life events and processes and major junctions that we are in life, and this like empowering you. It feels like this relationship, that's what it has manifested in your life for your empowerment. Okay, so I'm going to leave your reading here, pile 2. I do hope the messages resonated. I do hope they were helpful in any way, big or small. If they do, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe for future readings to come. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile 3. So if you resonated with the Desert Rose Crystal or the Gypsy Palace Tarot, this is your reading. If the lighting in the video has changed since you saw the intro, that's because I'm filming this reading on a different day. Anyway, so with this reading, we are going to look into your person's intentions, particularly if they want a reconciliation with you or not. And I intend to keep this reading timeless and also applicable to a romantic connection, more so than any other kind of connection like a friend or whatnot. So I do take cards that flip over and that jump out, but not when it's like 3 or 4 of them. Just so you know, if you're watching my video for the very first time. Yeah, so it's basically geared towards a romantic connection from your past, and you might be in a no contact to low contact to meaningless contact type of situation with them, if you know what I mean by meaningless. So yeah, let's see what they want and what's happening in this connection. Pile 2's reading was very surprising, and I love that about tarot readings, that sometimes they have a mind of, not sometimes, every time, they have a mind of their own. They unfold just as they would please and bring up things that we need to be aware of. So let's see what comes up with yours. So we are starting with the Fool. Isn't this Fool adorable? Like, I love this tarot deck. I love the colors, I love the artwork, and this Fool I find so adorable. Anyway, so with the Fool card, there's definitely like a desire to take that leap of faith and reach out to you. That much I will tell you, but I'll let the reading unfold, because as I said, you never know what comes up. do they desire? A reconciliation with you. And we have the King of Cups. Yes, yes, and definitely yes. I feel like they're thinking a lot about you, thinking romantically for you. And we have the Judgment card. So with the King of Cups, look at this King of Cups. It's like daydreaming about someone, really into his emotions, really connecting with the emotions. And when I say his, I'm referring to the king, but obviously this is applicable to like either of the genders or any gender, I would say, whether you're looking at this reading or like seeing this reading for a man or for a woman or what have you. Okay, so this King of Cups is like them being completely immersed in the romantic thoughts of you, fantasizing about you, really missing you, really that energy of like really missing you is what is coming through from that King of Cups. With the Judgment card, the Judgment card is a major arcana card, of course, but it's a card of like coming to like new realization. Sometimes it also means like new information has come through, so it could be like they learned something about you, which kind of brought your memories back and brought your memory back, and also like new realizations about the relationship, about themselves. So it's something new coming to light, or almost like, I'm thinking of the Rider-Waite card and the Judgment, rendition of the Judgment card in the Rider-Waite deck. And that's like somebody like rising from the grave, and it's coming back to life. So it's resurfacing of these emotions. And I feel like, in the time apart, they have really come to really realize that they want you. Okay, and with the Fool again, the King of Cups is sandwiched between the Fool and the Judgment card here, and I feel like this person is going to reach out. They have the strong desire. They're wanting to take that leap of faith. So if that is what your heart desires, it is coming. What else? Let's see. How is this person feeling when it comes to reconciling with you? And I always clarify the difference between like reconciliation and them desiring to rekindle or restart an actual relationship with you. But with this one, I feel like with the King of Cups energy, that they want a relationship. This is the Seven of Cups. Oh, here we go. Okay. So the Seven of Cups, typically, it's a card of like confusion. It's when you feel very confused, and there are several things that are going through your mind, several options, and in this reading, I feel like this speaks to them kind of thinking about the different scenarios that they are anticipating, and really taking their time to think about how they would handle if things were to go this way or that way, and how they would really, and if they would be really able to choose like one action plan when it comes to like the different action plans that are going in their head as to how to reapproach you. Okay, and I feel like with this person sleeping, that they tend to do that at night, really take their time to think at the end of the day before they go to bed. I do not find the usual like distress that the Seven of Cups represents typically, as in I'm thinking again of the Rider-Waite rendition. I don't know why I keep going to that and comparing the cards, but in that it's like an individual. If you've seen the Rider-Waite Seven of Cups, it's an individual that is really flabbergasted and overwhelmed because of all the options that are presenting themselves, and it's like they can't choose, like, what should I do, what would be the right path, where should I invest my energy. But I don't find that distress with this rendition, with this card here for your reading. I feel like it's just a very in-depth thought process, for them, and they take the time. You're on their mind heavily, I must say. Okay, this wanted to flip over. We have the Three of Wands. So still a little bit in this planning stage and figuring out stage with them. Three of Wands is an energy of, you know, when you have reached a certain level in your life and when you are looking to expand or grow on that level. Okay, I got this in place and I got, you know, this going on for me, but now I want to include whatever it is that we are wondering about. I want to expand. And I feel like this is how they feel towards this relationship. In the past, maybe your person was not that steady, not that settled. Like they didn't feel as settled as they would have liked to in their lives. And that would be one of the like hindering issue that might have resulted in this breakup, or them backing off, or them not being able to give you what you wanted at the time. But now I feel like they have reached that stage where they can be really open to this option. Okay, really open to including you more into their lives. So definitely a card of hope. Okay. And I'm bringing you in, but I do feel with this card, the vibe that I'm getting, that this is a factor that worries them somewhat. Okay, meaning like even though there's a desire that they do want to take a step towards you in a very real sort of a way, and having realized that they are really in love with you, or this is love, and them really wanting that desire, I feel like what is causing the delay is that in actually executing the plan of offering that to you and putting that out to you, or saying things to you on those lines, it still kind of worries them a little bit. Okay. And this is, you know, them with the Seven of Cups energy here, and the Three of Wands. This is them. They must also be thinking of the consequences, the different, you know, like I said, they're trying to anticipate in their minds as to like what would happen if this happened, or this or that happened. So this is them anticipating, or like guessing and imagining in their head as to what the consequences of bringing you into their lives may be, and that worries them. And let me see, I want to get more clarification before I move on to drawing more cards. I want to get some clarification on these energies. Okay, can you clarify the Seven of Cups and the Three of Wands for me, please? We have the Chariot. Okay. So with the Chariot card and the rendition of the Chariot card as I'm seeing here, this kind of the confusion, the resistance, and the stuck position, and the fears, as I said, worry, not fear, but worry that they feel. I feel like this is all in their head. What I mean to say by that is that there is no actual evidence of that that they have, you know, found out from you, or like that they have received from you consciously or unconsciously, but this is just them being stuck in their heads, and still a little bit resistance to that attraction that they feel towards you, I feel like. And the situation is going to resolve because with the Chariot card, this is a card of forward movement. So are they going to be able to move forward, and are they going to be able to like channel the energy of the Fool, which is like take a leap of faith and go into this? Yes, a clear answer to that is yes. And I'm so glad, like for all three readings, you know, there is some kind of action coming from them. I see that with all the piles so far. So yes, they're going to, but right now I feel like they're they're still worried and resistant. Like, that's the best way that I can describe it. It's like, what would happen if I were to do this? You know, thoughts about that. Their energy is engaged with that, and they're really like, you know, this chariot, the charioteer, as it is called, the driver of the chariot. He's kind of putting his arm up against the dragon's fire. So it's like he's being pulled towards that, but he's somewhat like resisting it, you know, blocking it off somewhat. That's just in their head. But will they be able to move past that? Hell yeah, because look at, you know, what this King of Cups is sandwiched between the Fool and the Judgment cards. So it's just a little bit of time, not a lot of time. The time frame intuitively that I feel, this one is going to be fairly quick. I'm saying within a month. That King tells me that, you know, within a month. Okay. So let's get some more. We have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is the energy of, like, you know, blocking the connection off, and I feel like that is what they must have done to you, and that's kind of like the memory, the realization around that, and just the memory of that, of causing you pain, or made you feel like you don't belong with them, you know, that maybe you're not good enough or whatnot. But I feel like your person might come back and tell you that, you know, at the time, it was just not the right time for them. Okay, they still were in the process of, like I said, feeling more stable, feeling more grounded, and a process of emotional maturing, which, you know, they might not say this to you, but essentially that is what was happening. And for them having come to this new realization, a new vision, a new perspective, that is what was unconsciously happening with them. But at the time, I feel like they remember, okay, or they do think about how they made you feel like you are not accepted just as who you are, and really cut you off. It could also be the situation that this person like ghosted you. This is a card that comes up for some of you. This might resonate, that they might have just disappeared, ghosted, or like left without a lot of explanation, without putting a lot of things to bed. So a really like emotionally immature energy coming through about them or from them, and thoughts about that is what gives them a reason to pause. That's on their minds for sure. Okay, this card jumped out, so I'm going to take it. The Hermit mode. Okay, so with the Hermit card appearing, I feel like they're still somewhat in that Hermit mode, where they are taking the time to process some things. Okay, what are they processing? They're processing those memories, they're processing their emotions, they're processing their behavior, like the memory of how they behaved, and I feel like it's a necessary step, a necessary stage for them to go through all of this, even amidst the like desire that they have to just go ahead and take that leap of faith and move forward. The Hermit mode, where it's keeping them now, it's essential. Like, they need to, because like I've been saying through these readings and through the piles, pile 1 and pile 2, that is, it would be of no use to you if the same person came back to you. You know what I mean? Like, what is the point of being open and receptive to the same energy? You want the person's energy to be transformed a little bit, something that you can really meet and really deeply connect with, you know? So if you have desired that you wish, you know, your person could see things differently, and if you have desired that if only they could understand this, I feel like they are in a stage where their understanding is evolving, you know? Another major arcana card like Judgment in this spread. So these are the three actually, but I'm looking at these two. So I feel like with the Judgment, yes, that transformation is coming. Yes, that, you know, like new perception of things about themselves, about the relationship, that is coming. And they're somewhat in that mode, in that hermit mode, where they need to go through it. So take it as a good message, as a positive message, as something that is actually working in your favor, okay? So let's get some more. Whoa, 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 whoa. Here we have the Six of Cups, memories. The Six of Cups is all about reminiscing about the past. And like I said, you know, see how this person in this card is looking at their own reflection. And it's quite different from the reflection that reflection of them, or how they look in this card, you know, the person outside. And I feel like this self-reflection is what they're going through at this time, as I said, really understanding their own selves, and also realizing, you know, the mistakes that they made in the connection and in how they treated you with the Five of Pentacles, essentially. And they're not liking it. They're not really liking themselves in what they see. There's a lot of regret, sadness that I'm getting from this card as well, as they go through this reminiscing. But it's a good thing. Like, they need to go through that process to come to this realization. And I don't say this in a kind of, okay, this jumped out, so I'm going to take it. This is the Strength card. I'll get to it in a second. So I don't say this in a kind of like, good and a punishment, or like, now they have to, you know, suffer through that, and like karma, and like they're getting what they want. That's not what they want, as in like what they deserve. That's not what I mean here. That's not what I'm saying here. I feel like what I'm trying to say is that I feel like this process of really looking at their shadows, looking at their negatives, the darker side, and the parts of them that they do not like, this is important because it will get them to a place of self-understanding and also self-acceptance. You know, that is what comes out of this process of being in a hermit mode, and the Six of Cups energy, okay? The Strength card is an absolute kind of positive message here, and kind of like a thumbs up towards, you know, this transformation that they are going. Your person is becoming much more stronger, and much more in control of their like darker side. Previously they maybe were not able to control that, and the darker side, when I say it, includes like triggers in a relationship, or in, you know, how we get triggered in a connection. And previously they were at the mercy of those triggers, as in they just were in reactive mode. So there's a difference between reaction and choosing your responses. And I feel like previously your person was more reactive to whatever they were feeling, without really thinking about the present moment and this present connection, okay? Several things from our past interfere with our ability to connect with people, to be open to relationships. And until those parts of us are healed and we become in control of them, connecting with someone else on a deep level, okay, and making a real connection, a real love connection, even being open to love, to giving love, to receiving love, that becomes challenging. And I feel like your person is getting to that place where they are more in charge of, you know, their own triggers, when they're more in charge of their pain, when there's hope, where there is hope, I mean. So hopefully, like, looking at the future and including you into that future, that is definitely on their minds right now. But they're a little bit in a like funky place, but which is kind of necessary, I feel like, to bring about this transformation. Okay, let's get one more. How is this person feeling towards you when it comes to reconciling? So we have the Five of Swords. Okay. So a little bit of conflict, as I said, still going on in their minds. The Five of Swords, 5 is a number which is of challenge, and this is this is their challenge. This right here is their challenge. Swords is a suit of mental processing of mental energy, our thoughts, our thinking, the ways that we think. So the way that they think right now, okay, about this connection, and like I said, this is not about feelings. I'm making that distinction here. This is not about how they feel. This is about the thoughts that goes on, or the thoughts that go on in their minds. As I said, the Seven of Cups, Three of Wands, and the Chariot. A little bit of like stuck energy that I felt there. They're having like these conflicting thoughts, which also kind of resonates with the Seven of Cups. It's like they cannot decide at this time, as to how they want to execute this reconnecting with you. How would they approach you, and also like what would happen, They're also wondering, with another message that I'm getting for some of you, they're also wondering if you have completely transformed and if you have completely changed and if you would be receptive to this at all at this time. Okay, so that's also one of the things that is coming up with the Five of Swords energy there. So like I said, your person is feeling stuck at the moment. There are, powerful, potent feelings. And I feel those are the ones that will like break through this barrier that we see here. But give this a little bit of time. It's not going to be a long process. I'm not getting that sense at all. It's going to be like within a month. Okay, because why I keep saying so is because I'm seeing the emotions. Emotions sometimes, when they're so potent, they overpower the mental conflict and help us transcend the mental conflict that is going on in our minds. So in the moment, they might feel like very conflicted and unsure, but it's the feelings, it's that strong desire, that strong pull, and also, them having come to like really some deep realizations and having reached that junction where they actually do have a very different perspective of everything that happened between you guys, So those are like the more potent energies here, and I feel like that's going to overpower like whatever confusion, conflict, and whatnot, the stuckness that they feel. Stuckness, is that a word? I don't know. That's going to overpower them, and it's going to shift and change, and you will hear from them. But allow this process to be, because like I said, what's the point in them coming back exactly the same? What is the point of that? Okay, let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. It is the Ten of Wands. Okay, so how I look at it, if you're watching my video for the very first time, how I look at the bottom of the deck energy, it's kind of like a summarizing energy, summarizing the reading, and it kind of, for me as a reader, it provides like the larger context within which to interpret the rest of the cards. So with the Ten of Wands, I feel like this card is speaking about you and about them and both of you, and I'm feeling somewhat stressed out as I did this reading, or throughout the reading, and I feel like you're coming to this reading with a little bit of worry and a little bit of stress within your body, within your being, regarding this issue. Okay, that's what I'm feeling right now, and with the Ten of Wands, it kind of confirms that. And yeah, it's there. I'm gonna get some advice cards for you for this pile as well, as to how to deal with it. But the way to deal with it is to know, hopefully through this reading, you have understood more deeply. This could be a no contact situation too, feels like, as an absolute no contact. So that causes, like, that adds to the stress, understandably so. But I hope that through this reading you understood like what is going on with them, and this in itself should be positive, like the King of Cups, and them really being able to admit to themselves the emotions that they feel towards you, the Judgment card, the Fool card, and yes, there is conflict. Yes, there is conflict. But I'm telling you, it is going to, like, the emotions are going to overpower for most of you, if not all of you, okay? And make them come towards you. So I hope that this reading in itself takes away a bit of that stress that you're feeling. But I'm going to take some advice cards as to what you should do in this moment, because I'm really I'm really feeling like, people, like the people watching this pile 3 reading would be coming with a bit of a stress present there. So how do I want to read first? What do I want to read more on your person first, and then we go into the oracle messages for you. All right, so let's get some more their feelings towards you, how and if they want to reconcile, how do they feel about reconciliation? How does your person feel? It's a heart-shaped oracle deck. It's called the Lover's Oracle. It's a little bit of challenge to shuffle. Oh, okay, this card jumped out. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Okay, so as I was saying, following the heart, getting in touch with your feelings, allowing things to be, trusting. Trust is only possible when you allow things to be as they are. Okay? And as I said, the situation is going to turn around, and I hope that by now, if you watched this reading so far, I hope that that has given you immense peace, and I hope that you'll be able to really believe and own this message. Comment down below, like claim it. If you were watching pile 3, like really claim this message, and type something like I'm manifesting a miracle, and believe that, and then let it go. Let it go. Trust that the universe will do its job. Trust that their feelings will guide them. You will be guided, and they will be guided back to you. Okay, that's an amazing card to receive, amazing oracle message to receive. So let's get some more. Okay, we have this one. Beautiful cards. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Okay, so this is them, the Fool energy and the King of Cups energy is what is very potent with this card, because of course there is no right or wrong, and I absolutely believe that. There's a quote by Rumi that I absolutely love it so much, and it's kind of like the guiding principle for my life, and it goes, beyond your ideas of right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there, So I truly do believe that there is no such thing as right or wrong, and it's all about us being able to respond to our heart's desire, like our true heart's desire, and go with, the Fool energy, like I said, go with what we want. And your person, as they are working through this confusion, this self-reflection phase where they're facing some truths about themselves, the conflict, the mental conflict, the worry that they feel, which we saw with the Three of Wands, they're going to evolve through this, okay? They're going to come to a realization where this is what this, or similar to this message, might, find them. And what is that word? Serendipity. This message might find them, and they might come to this realization that they need to become more free, as in like more closely aligned with their soul, and go after what they desire. Okay, in this relationship, I strongly feel that. Telepathically, send this communication, send this message to them as you're watching this reading. Because it is true. You would be speaking 100% truth. It's like your soul sending them a message. Okay, so I want both these cards actually. Couldn't decide, so I picked them both. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can only allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So as I was saying, allowing, trusting the process, no matter what circumstance you find yourself in. And now that you know their circumstances and what they are going through, trust that things can, and believe that they can change. Believe it. Because, it doesn't have to make sense to your mind. Remember that. It never, more often than not, it doesn't make sense to the mind, because it's not like a planning process. It's not like you write it down like a goal and then you write the action steps and whatnot. That's not how life always works. Some things you just have to let go and trust that other like the universe, or spirit or God or whatever you call it, that will work on behalf of you, because you are clear about what you want. Okay? Get clear in your heart, not your mind. Get clear in your heart as to what you want and why you want that, you know. And in your case, I feel like this person would feel more aligned to when they channel this energy of the Fool and the King of Cups and this Oracle message here. Because doing that, allowing yourself that opportunity, is by doing that for themselves, you know, speaking of them, they're aligning more to their soul's truth, I almost feel like. Because our souls are supposed to be free. Our souls are supposed to not be stuck in worrying and these lower vibrations and, you know, these lower energies that are part of being human, but we are supposed to transcend that. So in you asking to manifest this person into your life, you are actually aligning their soul too, okay? So that is another kind of empowering reason why you are justified in your heart in wanting this connection with them. So allow yourself to feel the energy of that, the potent energy of that trust, of that faith. Really deeply allow yourself. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. And then just let it go and see how miracles are manifested. Once your heart is clear, that is literally all you have to do. There's nothing else that you need to do ever again in that situation. Okay? And yeah, secret admirer, someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. So yeah, as I said, this person might have come across as this closed off at the time and made you feel like they don't really give a shit about you, but that's not true. That has never been the truth. Okay, let's go into the romance angel cards and look more into those feelings. So in asking to manifest them, hell yeah, you are aligning them. You know how they say, like, you know, for the higher good and everybody's good. This is for their good. If they were to come forward and claim this connection with you, it's going to be good for them too, 100%. Because that is what they want. That is what their heart desires. That king always like draws me in and, you know, goes like, oh, I'm so thinking about this connection, and, you know, the person you're reading for, they're in love. They are in love with you. Just a little bit of scared and confused. Oh, look at that. I apologize for the mess I make. Happens so often. If you are watching my reading for the first time, you might not know this about me, but it does happen very often. I'm a bad shuffler. Healing family issues. So for some of you, this might be, you know, indicative. The first message that I got is the presence of a third party in their situation, and that's why, you know, they're not like fully able, or were not fully able to commit to this relationship or to you and to give you what you want. But they are in the process of healing all that, okay? By responding to their true emotions, you know, the deep, deep emotions that they feel for you. Like I said, it's freeing them, it's aligning them, it's transcending them, it's getting them to a higher vibe. And as a result of that, or concurrently, if that is the right word, or parallelly, what's also being healed are their other family connections. And for some of you, this could also mean like wounding from the childhood, because as I said, your person does come across as somewhat of a wounded energy and needing to heal some things with them, which explains like the hermit mode that they are in, because, like, you know, this kind of deep healing that does happen in private. It's not a public event at all. So that's also one of the messages that is coming through for some of you, if there are no third parties involved. pay attention to the red flags. So like I said, I feel like this is more a message for them than you, and red flags as in their red flags. They are becoming more aware of the ways that they have been dysfunctional with you and in this connection in the past, with the Six of Cups energy, like them really not liking what they see now or realize now about the about themselves. And you know, that weighs heavy on their mind. But look at the angel peeking in through the side, and these cards are holographic, but I do hope that they show up well on camera, and I kind of feel like they do. But look at the angel in the corner. Like I said, that's bringing in the healing of all of that, because they have to feel good about themselves, right, to be able to offer you something real. And now they're stuck in that worry because of the way they handled the connection. Okay. Oh, this jumped out. We have attraction. So there's still a lot of attraction, still a lot of love that they feel for you. And the message, look at the message. That's beautiful. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So keep your vibration high. That's one message that comes through with most, if not all, of my love readings and readings about like romantic connections. A message to my querent, because I'm all about that as a reader and as a human being and as a person, as a woman. I'm all about like keeping your vibe high and not letting it. Oh my God, so many cards jumped again. I do take jumper cards, but not, you know, when so many fall off. So as I was saying, I'm all about that. So it's kind of like a message that has to come through me to you if you're watching my reading. So past life relationship. So yeah, feeling drawn towards you. Oh, I feel like they don't understand why they are so drawn to you, and you might not understand that either. But this is a past life connection. This is not a connection just from this, or a new connection just from this lifetime. It's something that like you guys have connected before, which is why they feel so drawn to you and you feel so drawn to them, and they are coming to that realization, and this is beautiful for them. I feel like why am I so drawn to her? It's almost like, okay. So I'm going to leave your reading here, pile 3. I do hope that this reading resonated. Please let me know in the comments below, you know, how it resonated. I would love to hear your story. And I hope that the messages did help. And a little bit of patience, focus on yourself, keep your vibe high. You know, there are these emotions that are bubbling under the surface, even though it might not look like to you at this time and might cause you a little bit of stress. I hope that you're able to drop that stress, drop those 10 wands that you are carrying, and really relax into the moment, relax into the being, and give this time to unfold. It's going to happen faster than you think, is what I really want to say to this pile. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked the reading and if it helped you actually in any way, big or small, and consider subscribing and staying back for more future readings to come. Okay, I will see you in my next video. Bye.